US election results are out in just the next few hours, and these US election results will have a huge impact on the crypto market like you have never seen before. And in this short video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you can expect as a crypto investor in the hours, weeks, and months that follow the US election result. This is an incredibly important video, so hit the like button and let's get into it. Now guys, I'm aware I made a YouTube video yesterday talking about the election results and how they affect crypto. But there's one key thing that I missed that I want to discuss in this video. But you see, everyone was telling me that we're not going to see a bull market if Kamala Harris is elected as president rather than Donald Trump. And I'm here to tell you that that is complete BS. You see, in the previous bull markets, we have seen nothing but upside following the election, for a few very good reasons that I'm going to tell you about now. You see, as soon as the last election hit, we saw ETH do an 11x in just a few weeks. We saw BNB going up nearly 22x. We even saw Solana do a 330x, which is absolutely ludicrous. And this all happened under a Democrat government, which is exactly the same government that Kamala Harris is going to be a part of. And that's because the government that is selected instantly doesn't have a massive impact on crypto one way or another, because both of these candidates have promised to do certain things with crypto that actually they can't necessarily have a huge impact on. You see, the thing that actually drives the growth of these cryptos at this time isn't the candidate, but it's moving from uncertainty into certainty. You see, all of these investors, all of these hedge funds, they're sitting on the sidelines right now, not deploying capital because they don't know the regulatory environment that's going to be in front of them over the next 4 years. So in the instant that we find out which government has been elected, we will suddenly move from uncertainty into certainty. And this is why we always, without fail, see a crypto bull market emerging from the US election. But then you give me two other problems. One is like, well, there's not enough money to go into crypto right now, so how can we possibly make any gains? Well, that might be true. Well, you might feel the pinch. If you, like me, are from the UK or you're from the US or one of the other kind of larger economies right now, you're definitely feeling the pinch. But not to worry, because there's a lot of money arriving into crypto from other parts of the world that have really seen a big growth in GDPs and things like that. This is crypto developer share by continent. And look, North America used to have around 45% of all developers and is now sitting down under 24%. Europeans used to be around 37% of the market and have now dipped down to around 31%. On the flip side, Asia, and particularly fast developing parts of Asia like Vietnam and Indonesia, have gone from having around 14% of active developers to now leading the party with around 34% active developers. All we're seeing right now is a shift and wealth of prosperity around the world. So there's a lot of people who had a lot more money than they did 4 years ago starting to enter into the markets, who also not only have more money, but have zero regulations in places like Vietnam to enter into the crypto markets. Therefore, there will be more money in this crypto bull market than there ever was in a previous bull market. But then you're like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But now there's so many different crypto projects, it's so much more difficult to find the right one. And maybe you're right. Maybe it is more difficult to realize that not every coin will perform the same, but they didn't all perform the same in the last bull market. Look, this is Chainlink from around the election time, and it went up like 361%. Compared to the others like BNB and Solana, that's not really a lot, is it? So while it's nice to think that, yeah, no matter what coin I buy, that I'm still going to make an absolute killing, you can still make money. But if you want to really make a killing, then you need to be able to identify the narratives that are moving. And right now we've gone to a more narrative driven market where particular coins and ecosystems are breaking out and surging towards the upside at any given time. Like right now, we've seen an incredible meme coin season, which we're likely to continue to pump and then maybe see a bit of a cool off as utility coins start to run. And when that happens, the next narrative, maybe it's AI, maybe it's real world assets, will start to run once more. And it's really quite easy for you to identify which different narratives are moving around. And if you're subscribed to this channel, I will literally tell you the narratives and rotations that we're seeing, like the one we called a few months back where we noticed that Sui was picking up all of the volume that was coming off Solana. Since then, Sui rallied aggressively towards the upside and looks to be one of the strongest coins that now everyone is paying attention to. Will it stay like that forever? who knows, it might shift to other ecosystems and coins, but it's easy. You simply need to find a few tools that show you the interest and narratives moving around. DeFiLlama.com is perfect for this when it comes to layer ones. Look at Sui, you can see massive volume growth, massive TVL growth, then we see the same growth in prices. We can then do the same for real world assets. Real world assets like Aerodrome, Maple Finance, Ondo, these all start to show big pickups in TVL just before the price starts to move. Use DeFi Llama and you're going to be able to understand how real world assets, a major niche, and layer ones are moving around. And what about games? Well, ultimately, go and find the games that are being talked about by some of the biggest Web2 influencers right now, okay, like Off the Grid. Potentially, they're going to start to look into other crypto games coming out in the future. Web2 gamers have huge audiences. If they're shilling these games for individuals to go and play, there's a good chance as a crypto investor that you can find games that have millions of active users and see big growth towards the upside. That again is fairly straightforward. So yes, like anything that's worthwhile having, you have to put a little bit of work in to be able to see the results. And I'll continue after this election has come around to tell you exactly the different coins and chains that I'm looking at that I want to get into early. Later on this week, I'm going to do a video on the base ecosystem, which you can see is absolutely surging towards the upside. And we'll find some small cap gems on base that I think have huge opportunity to see very quick multiples in the coming weeks as the crypto market starts to take off. You really don't have to overthink this. But right this second, as we move towards the election results, what am I doing? Well, when it comes to news will obviously sometimes have an impact on a market, particularly this piece of news, which is a big one. But just think of it like someone throwing a stone into a pond. Okay, the water will move up and down. Eventually, it will return to where it should be. We're seeing right now that the Bitcoin price has come back to retest this zone. We see it's perfectly retested. Now it's starting to push back up towards the upside. We will likely see continuation, but in the short term, we could see maybe a little bit of fluctuation. Therefore, I don't want to be involved in any over-leveraged positions where if it pulls back against me, let's say 5-10% in terms of price, I don't want to be liquidated. I want to be ready for the crypto bull market that's about to happen by having good exposure to good quality crypto coins. You can watch this video after this one where you can get and see the portfolio that I'm currently holding after making a few quick changes. I recommend as well, if you have some USDT available, that would be great, because if we see a dip on some of your favorite coins, then you maybe have a good opportunity to buy in cheaper to some of your favorite coins. Remember, the results of the news will be factored into the crypto coins extremely fast. So if the market does dip, you've got one opportunity maybe to buy in that dip before the markets start to rip towards the upside. Obviously, not financial advice. Go away and do your own research. I'm not qualified to tell you any of this, so maybe I don't know anything. But from my experience, dips are for buying, especially in bull markets. Things are looking very positive. And if you wish to buy any of those dips, or you wish to wait until after the election results, which is also a very sensible thing to do, then I recommend you use Bitchinix, which is linked down below. Why? Because if you're using Coinbase, it's an incredibly expensive exchange, and you have to pay a bunch of money for fees. Not only that, they only stock the biggest market cap coins. There's very few small market cap coins available over on Coinbase. Therefore, if you want some of the best small cap gems, then get across to Bitchinix, link down below. No KYC, no VPN, no matter where you live in the world. And while you're at it, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow or the next day for a base video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.